My name is Mike Langeth, and I'm the President and CEO of the Raleigh-Durham Airport Authority, and I want to welcome everybody to the first nonstop flight from RDU to Paris. I want to take this opportunity to thank Delta Airlines for connecting our community to the world, and I truly believe that this is going to strengthen our ability to compete in a global economy. So Delta, thank you very much for bringing it, and I can see that they're ready to go because the airplane's right there. Can't tell you how excited I am. We have several folks here I want to introduce, and at the same time I want to say thank you because this was truly a community-led effort to get this service here today. And I want to start with my board of directors. To my right is my chairman of the board, Mr. Dickie Thompson. Next to him is, maybe I should have laid some ground rules here. So I'll go ahead and introduce all of them. At the very end, we'll go ahead and clap for them. Next to him is Mr. Farard Ali. He's our vice chairman. Next to him is Mr. Rob Tier, our treasurer. Thank you, Tommy. Next to him is Mr. Tommy Hunt, former chairman of the board. Next to him is Mr. Hanna. And next to him is Mr. Larry Zucchina. If you could please give them a round of applause. You might not realize this, but this is truly a working board, and they really did a great job, the board of directors did, getting out to the community, educating the business leaders, educating the citizens of the value of this nonstop service that Delta Airlines is going to provide us. And so I can't say enough good things, and Dickie's going to tell you a little bit in a couple minutes here about what the economic impact of this service is going to be to our community. So for that, have a couple minutes to wait. We also have several other elected officials that I'd like to kind of recognize. And so I'll go through this fairly quickly. If you could hold your applause. But from congressional delegation, we've got representing Congressman David Price, Tracy Lovett, right up there. Thank you. Representing Congresswoman Renee Elmers, Brian Fox. Thank you, Brian. Representing Congressman George Butterfield, Annette Taylor. Thank you, Annette. Representing Senator Tom Tillis, Austin Shear. Maybe they're in the very back. Austin? Okay. There she is, okay. And representing Senator Richard Burr, Betty Jo Shepherd. If you could give them a round of applause as well. We also have several of our owners, and our owners are the city of Durham and Raleigh, and the counties of Wake and Durham. And so from the Durham, Mayor from Durham City is Mayor Bill Bell, that is present. Thank you, Mayor, appreciate you being here. And representing the Durham City Manager's Office, Wanda Page was here. And we also have Cora Cole McFadden from the City Council as well. There she is. Thank you, Cora. From the Raleigh City Council is David Cox. David's there. Thank you, David. And also Kay Crowder is here. See Kay? All right, great. And also from the Durham County Commissioners, we have Fred Foster. Where's Fred? I saw him here. Oh, there he is, right in front. That's why. We also have Brenda Howerton. Thank you, Brenda.
Great.
And also Ellen Reckhauer. Can you give a round of applause to the Durham County Commissioners? And of course, our Wake County Commissioners, John Burrs, and also Sig Hutchinson. So also with this heavy lift required that our local governments come together and help be part of the sponsorship. And so I want to say to our elected officials, thank you very much. We couldn't have done it without you. We know those are tough decisions, but we truly believe this is a great investment for our community for this nonstop service that Delta Airlines actually has. I would be remiss if I didn't identify some of the city and county managers, and I think some of them have already left to go back to work. But of course, Jim Hartman from Wake County, also Wendell Davis from Durham County, Tom Bonfield from the city of Durham, and also Ruffin Hall from the city of Raleigh. Those folks worked with me collectively to develop a strategy about how we could educate our elected officials and how we could get businesses engaged in this recruitment effort. So they did a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes, and I wanted to say thank you to them as well. So I think we've thanked everybody, especially our elected officials. Thank you very much for what you've done for us. And at this point in time, I'd like to welcome to the podium the chairman of the board, Mr. Dickie Thompson.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Wow, this day has been a long time coming, and it's really great to be here to celebrate Delta's first nonstop flight from Raleigh to Paris. And on behalf of the board, I want to thank everybody for being here, and also thank Delta Airlines for providing us this service. Also, I'd certainly like to recognize the Research Triangle Foundation and their leadership in putting together this private-public partnership, because without that, this would not have happened. So why is this service so important, you might ask? Each year, more than 1.5 million people travel between RDU and international destinations in Europe, India, Africa, and the Middle East. From Charles de Gaulle, our passengers will now be able to access cities in Rome, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, even Mumbai, and New Delhi with just one stop. RDU is just one of the few U.S. medium-sized airports that has 2 transatlantic flights, London and now Paris. And that says a lot about our region and our economic vitality. International air service is a key factor in our region's growth, and to succeed for many companies, they must have global reach. And as our region's airport is a very high priority for us to be able to provide this service to our customers and to companies in our region. International air service not only economically and regionally connects us to the world, but it also has a significant economic impact on our region and our entire state. Here are a couple of impressive facts for you. In 2014, NC State economist Dr. Mike Walden determined that the economic impact of just one international flight over a 25-year period would boost our region's GDP by $1.48 billion, create 14,000 jobs, and add $272 million to our public revenue fund. Our region is home to many major corporations that have air traffic patterns that span the globe, and that's what air carriers are looking for. Thank you again, Delta Airlines, for recognizing the strength of our community and our market here, and for helping us reach out and connect to the world. Now I'm going to turn it over to Bob Giolis, President and CEO of the Research Triangle Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, and I want to say how much I appreciate the great leadership of the Airport Authority and Michael Langeth. On behalf of the whole Research Triangle Foundation Board, a couple of our board members are here today. Let me just say how proud we are to be a part of this effort. You know, a reporter a few minutes ago asked me, she said, well, it must have been really hard putting together this kind of a partnership. And I said, well, yes and no. It's always hard when you have a big lift. But no, it's not hard when you do it here, because you have a great tradition of political leaders, government leaders, community leaders, activists who are willing to come together and work hard to do an amazing thing. Heck, that's what the Research Triangle Park was founded on nearly 60 years ago. And so, you know, for us, the representation of our community and our region, the ability to provide yet another resource to the many companies, over 220 companies in the Research Triangle Park, 50,000 people work there. And we're only a part of this great larger region in the state. So we are enormously proud to be part of today. We congratulate the airport. We thank Delta for their leadership. And we are just so pleased to be a part of such a dynamic and visionary community. We are people who don't sit around and wring our hands about the future. We get on with it. We do things. And I'm glad we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob, and good afternoon, or should I say, merci beaucoup, bonjour, et bienvenue à tous. That's where my French stops. I'm Tori Forbes-Roberts, Vice President of Pricing and Revenue Management at Delta Airlines, and I'm pleased to be back here in the Triangle. I had the great privilege of coming here in September when we announced the service, and it's an honor to be here with you today to celebrate the milestone launch of daily nonstop service between RDU and Paris. Delta stands proud with the Triangle region as we launch the first of what is expected to be many flights across the Atlantic. Today's flight is the culmination of years of local planning and represents the latest step in Delta's commitment to become the global carrier of choice for the region. While it's easy to focus on the allure of Paris, the heart of this route lies in the Triangle and the 3 distinct cities that embody the passion and effort of many of you here today. Delta's partnership with RDU began in June 1970 with service to Chicago, Miami, and Atlanta aboard the McDonnell Douglas DC-9. And we have grown alongside the Triangle as it has evolved into a hub for global collaboration and economic development. Today, Delta offers more service from RDU than any other carrier, with 66 peak day departures to 21 destinations, including service to Salt Lake City, which began in March, and recently announced service to Reagan Washington National Airport, DCA, which begins August 1. Our growth supports the goal to be the global carrier of choice for the region. The RDU Paris flight serves as the only nonstop link between the 2 cities, and while the new route connects the Triangle to the City of Lights, more importantly, it links the region to the world, offering more than 75 destinations from Charles de Gaulle Airport across Europe, the Middle East, India, and Africa. We are very confident in the demand for this new route, and tonight, 160 passengers, including WRAL meteorologist Greg Fischel and his 4 lucky contest winners, stand ready to make the historic journey. By the way, there's still 4 more seats left for sale if anybody wants to go. The RDU to Paris route is just one of the ways Delta is partnering with, investing in, and embracing the Triangle. Whether it's partnering to build local children's dream Kaboom playground, supporting the Durham Bulls, as well as Duke, Carolina, and NC State, and possibly stirring up a few rivalries along the way, expanding and renovating our airport Sky Club, or adding more flights, we continue to look for ways to strengthen our position in the region. Yet it doesn't stop there. One of our key commitments at Delta is giving back to the communities where our employees live, work, and serve. In fact, earlier this year, Delta announced that we'll invest 1% of our annual net income back into the communities that play a vital role in our success. And nobody knows the community better than the Triangle Community Foundation, an organization that has worked tirelessly over the past 30 years to enhance the lives of local residents by building philanthropic assets, connecting resources with needs, and leading the way on key community issues and opportunities. Today, I'm pleased to announce that Delta is making another investment in the community by donating $25,000 to the Triangle Community Foundation. Yeah. At this time, I'd like to invite Lori O'Keefe, President and CEO of the Foundation, to join me at the podium for a special presentation.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll have to hug you for that. That's awesome.
Okay, great.
Okay, Chris, we're adding them as well.
This is like Christmas.
Gotta send it behind them. Well, I can send it back, right? I can send it back here. Right.
Ripping it off.
Right here, guys.
All right.
Double check.
It's so glamorous. Easier on that side. Not this side. Okay.
Now, look here, guys. Everyone here. 1, 2, and 3. Yes.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm keeping everybody from getting on that plane, so I'm going to be really brief. But thank you so much. It's wonderful to have such an incredible corporate partner that not only understands the value of investing back in the community, but also, selfishly a little bit, I guess, understands the unique and important role that a community foundation can play in helping those investments really have impact. And when Tad and his team let us know that they were considering this, we had just worked with about 17 different nonprofits that are working in 5 different collaboratives to really use innovation to solve a problem. And so when everyone was talking about how this came about by working together, our nonprofit leaders are doing this every day. And thanks to this gift, we were able to double the amount of support that they're receiving for these organizations to work on some innovative solutions to some of our community problems. So we appreciate it. We really want to see our region thrive for all of our residents, and this type of enhancement and investment in our economic prosperity means greater prosperity for everyone in the Triangle. So we are just thrilled and privileged, and I need to go get my passport so I can get one of those tickets. So thank you so much.
All right. We're almost at the end here. First of all, I want to say Delta Airlines, thank you very much. That was very generous of you. And Lori, congratulations. I know those funds will be used very well, and I'm glad you're part of this celebration because it truly is a celebration. But I tell you, there's a couple more people I want to thank because it really was, again, a heavy lift. Again, I want to recognize Bob Jolis and RTF and the entire board of directors for RTF. They really were a great partner as we went forward for this recruitment for the Delta nonstop service. Also RTA, Regional Transportation Lines, Joe Malazzo. I don't know if Joe's around here still. Thank you, Joe. Joe did a fantastic job of getting out to the business community and educating them about the economic impact of this flight. And also the Raleigh CVB, Denny Edwards. I don't know if Denny is still here. Thank you, Denny. Denny provided a great conduit, provide information to the travel and tourism side of this community to make sure that it's not only business, but it's leisure. It's the full cycle. And of course, we can't forget to thank our customers, the folks that when we took a risk to partner with Delta Airlines to put that plane here today, we got 160 people that got on board and said, we want to make it successful as well. So those customers, thank you very much. And also those customers that call RDU, your hometown airport, every single day, thank you as well. We truly appreciate that. And again, I probably need to identify 2 other people that are on RDU staff that did a lot of work behind the scenes. And she's not paying attention, but Teresa Damiano. Teresa, you can come up here real quickly. Teresa Damiano. She is our Vice President of Communications and Community Affairs. And Dave Young. Dave, if you want to come up. Dave is our Director of Air Service Development. I cannot tell you the number of hours and how late these guys were working to make this a reality at the end of the day with Delta Airlines. I can't say enough good things. And one little sad note associated with this is Teresa is going to retire after 28 years of service here at RDU. 29? Okay, now it's 29. She's moved up to 29. But it's incredible. As I tell people, those of you are from this region, John Brantley built these facilities. Teresa Damiano filled these facilities by bringing air service into our community, so we can't say enough. So what we decided to do is we're going to send Teresa on this very first flight. She can experience it just like a normal customer. And I told her that she can't come back until she fills that plane. The challenge is I only gave her 3 days of per diem, so she's going to have to work pretty quickly in order to get that done. But you know, air service recruitment is extremely challenging. Today we have 45 nonstop destinations, both combined domestic and international, and it is a heavy lift. But I truly believe that this international service allows us to compete in that global economy, and we're very, very fortunate. So as we like to say in the industry, let's get ready to roll. And what we want to do is do a ribbon cutting. I'm going to ask my board of directors, Delta Airlines, RTF, the board of directors, and Bob Jost to all come forward so we can get this flight rolling right now. scissors. Got it. These are TSA approved, by the way.
You got it past us.
You got it.
Got it past us.
You never left.
Teresa, why don't you come forward? Teresa, you want to come forward? You and Teresa can.
No, you don't have to. No.
We're good. Okay,
I got your back, Dave.
I got one that like LAX.
I'll just kind of step over here.
Where's Dave?
Your right hand man.
Come on in. Come on in. All right. I will be glad to.
Scooch.
I'm
Scooching.
I'm
Scooch.
scooching. Does it? All right.
I thought he was talking about. I thought he was talking about my role.